What's going on? Real time, y'all. On my way to the donut shop to make the money. Time to make the donuts. It's Thanksgiving Day, 11/22/2012. I said that wrong, but who cares? I'm about to perform my latest piece. It's one of my favorites thus far. It's called Lost Lillies. No disclaimer. That way you can come up with your own interpretation and be a part of the creative process. Lost Lillies. Make sure I got this visual right, okay? Alright, look good. A lily. Once oh so beautiful, once so great and graceful, while swaying in the wind, came into this wilderness of destitute. Waste, weeds, and thorns begin to transform and wither. At one point, Lily's body was immaculate, and she seemingly had no interest in rudimentary nigga shit, but was bombarded with her peers' primitive mentalities at her workplace. She mistakenly chose to go to kill time while her husband was away, risking life and limb for her, their son, and the entire country. The combination of loneliness and horniness made her downfall inevitable. Satan was working overtime, telling her her husband's days were numbered, and he wouldn't be back in one piece. And even if he returned, he'd seek a new freak, cause Lily was subdued in the sheets. Telling her a smooth-talking mailroom clerk whom she barely knew could mean more to her than a husband, a soldier. And granted, the former was closer. But he had a myriad of problems, namely a crazy baby mama whom he'd never leave, but she was too blind to see. Tempted with the prospect of filling a void and fulfilling her loins, and feeding her perceived need and imaginary thirst. She also failed to see the degenerate peers of hers in adjacent cubicles suck the life out of her leaves, caused her to slowly transform and wither, like a fresh rose planted in the Sahara. Compared to Lily, her co-workers were worse in every aspect, physically, mentally, and spiritually. She trumped all their cards. She pushed the latest Lexus, had the best of fashions. Satan's illuminates blinded her from self-worth and value. And her so-called girls and so-called homies or so-called comforters were inadvertently, unknowingly, blindly, without knowledge, sub-minions to the main minion, the devil, doing his bidding. They were marred and maligned with multiple children fathered by many men. Overjoyed with loose living, intoxicated, no aspirations. They loved the prospect of damaging Lily, a colorful carnation, and making her into an abomination. Fortunately, her husband temporarily came home for Thanksgiving, and she thought she avoided calamity, and left those thorns and weeds in that abandoned park, which was riddled with broken glass and cigarette butts and used IV needles. Oh, and you can't forget the armless, hairless doll babies. Within a month, they relocated to the south. But before that, he had to go back to Iraq. He discovered she was 2 months pregnant and kicked Lily's ass out. Calls turned to no calls, cash non-existent. Lily had to move back with her moms because she forsook her spouse for a farce. Now she's forced to bust her ass at jobs that once seemed like a hobby, that once seemed meaningless when she used to have it so easy. The Lily, once again planted with the thorns and weeds and dandelions. The forbidden fruit of infidelity with a smooth-talking mug clerk infidel was far too tempting. Who knew what poisonous seeds it bore and what kind of damage would be sown? She attempted to reunite with the true father of her offspring, but he was living with his baby moms. He wouldn't dare cast away extensive history for a fleeting fling. She tried to save face in the workplace, lying to the real and telling the truth to the fake. The thorns and weeds that helped her conceive the illegitimate seed. Those very comforters reveled in Lily's misery because she was now one of them. And oh, how misery loves to party. Yo, let me tell y'all something, y'all. Nicole Richie, Kim Kardashian, and Paris Hilton wish they could be as big a socialite as Misery. I'm gonna let y'all let that marinate for a second. Lily's news spread like a pandemic throughout the office. Her pseudo-truths made her look stupid. She gave into a situation detrimental. Gave it to the heathens. Gave it to the cravens. Now, The demons and minions applaud. Applaud her downfall. Applaud her weight gain. Applaud her poverty. Applaud her acne. Applaud the fact that she has an illegitimate baby daddy while she's married. Applaud her calamity. Applaud her lost vanity. I'm doing this while driving. Now, at night, she and her children rest on pissy mattresses in project tenements where sirens fill the night, gunshots pierce the winds, death is effervescent and it seems to be no end in sight of this darkness. She used to have it easy, y'all. I remember one time she used to sip on daiquiris and canopies and vistas and beaches. No cares in the world. It's funny. Life will always take a turn for the lesser when we yearn for what's lesser, one day or another. I hope those in heavens will make Lillies' burdens even. You know what? She still has a chance. As long as she's breathing, as long as she's breathing, as long as she's breathing, as long as she's breathing. Real time, y'all. That was Lost Lillies. It was a nice, long, epic journey, but you get the idea of the story. Just let me know your feedback, how you feeling. And it's getting time to start trying to put together my poetry book. I have a nice collection of pieces, and I think I can definitely put together like a small little book. Probably include my poetry, some of my art, my drawings, and ideas, what have you. But there's definitely something coming together, man. Something coming together for the world, for people to use. You know what I'm saying? Somehow, some way, I'm gonna leave my mark on this mofo before I transform to pure energy. Y'all call it death. I call it change. At any rate, enjoy your Thanksgiving. Enjoy the holiday. You people, be easy. Peace. Real time.